So yesterday we talked about adding signed numbers. We're just going to move into subtracting them now. Some of the same rules are going to apply as far as adding numbers. You're just going to have a minus sign now. So you'll have to be careful with subtracting, especially if you have a lot of subtraction signs or negative signs involved. Just watch your signs for these. Usually what they say, or they kind of guide you in doing, is in order to do a subtraction problem, change it to an addition problem, because addition is usually easier to do than subtraction. So change the sign of the subtraction sign to addition, but then that also means that you need to change the sign of the number that follows after it. So when you guys probably learned how to do that a while ago, you may have heard like keep, change, that rule. So you keep the sign of the first number, change the middle, and then change the sign of the second number again. So for example, if I see 2 minus 6, you could actually rewrite that as 2 plus negative 6. You keep 2, change the plus sign, change the minus sign to a plus sign, change 6 to a negative 6. Then if you add, like we were doing yesterday, you're going to get negative 4. Now, do you have to do that? No. If you guys are able to do 2 minus 6 and know that that's going to be negative 4, you can just write negative 4 then. You don't have to show me the keep, change rule. For number 2, when you do the keep, change, it would become negative 5 or negative 9 plus negative 5. So now you've got same signs. So you get negative 14. For 3, because you've got negative, it's a minus a negative sign. If you do your keep, change rule, it becomes 12 plus a positive 4. So it just becomes an addition problem, and you get 16. Okay, so take a minute and finish out the rest of those on that page. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Do all of them by yourself for just a second. So what's your answer for number 4? 2. Number 5? Just 8, right? 8 minus 0 would be 8. How about number 6? Negative 15. 7? 0. This one, if you do your keep, change, it becomes negative 32 plus 32. We saw that yesterday. That's adding those opposites. And how about number 8? Good, negative 30. And if you want to see that, it would be negative 15 plus a negative 15, which is going to be negative 30. Now there will be some problems that combine addition and subtraction. So we're doing a little bit of what we did yesterday and what we're doing today. If that happens, they say that you should rewrite the problem so that all of your integers are separated by only one sign. So you could also change all of your subtraction signs to addition signs and then add the numbers. So if it already has a plus sign, I probably wouldn't mess with rewriting it, but if it has a minus sign, you could switch it. So for this first one, because we have 3 minus a negative 5 minus 6, we could rewrite that as 3, change that to a plus sign, change negative 5 to a positive 5. So now it says 3 plus 5, and then plus a negative 6. So it's just kind of rewriting it with the keep, change rule again. What I would do first is almost think about like grouping 3 and 5 together, and you get 8. So then you get 8 plus negative 6, which would be 2. So you guys do number 2. So you could change it to -8 plus 10 plus 7. You could be grouping the 10 and the 7 together then. So then you have -8 plus 17. So what do you guys get for a final answer? Good, 9. All right, let's finish up with a couple of word problems. So a landscaping business makes a profit of $345 one week, has a loss of $34 the next week, and then makes a profit of $235 the third week. What is the total or the net profit? So profit means positive, loss would be negative. So they start out by making $345, so that's a positive amount. We take away the 34 that they lost the week after that, and we add the 235 that they made for their third week. So if you wanted to, you could always rewrite this problem so that your positive numbers are together first. So you could take 345 and add the 235 together first, and then subtract your 34. So if you add 345 and 235, you get 580, and then subtract 34. How much money should they have made overall then? Good. Okay, and the last one I have here is a temperature problem. So in a recent year, 98 degrees was the highest temperature in Boston, and -2 was the lowest temperature. What was the temperature range of the city that year? So range is subtraction. So it doesn't matter the order that you subtract these in, you just have to take one temperature minus the other one. So you could start with the 98, and then you subtract the -2. So again, I see a double negative here. So this is actually going to become 98 plus 2, which would be 100. So there was a range of 100 degrees between the highest and the lowest. There was a 98 positive and then 2 negative. So those combined together would be a total of 100.